We shall call this a sleight of hand. Performance? Sleight of hand.
What?
Dexterity check. Dexterity check. Just dexterity.
Okay. 18. Not that my sleight of hand is any different because I'm not proficient, but that one just didn't make sense.
Performance or sleight of hand, neither one really made sense. Just a dexterity check makes sense. So, Iris, if you are surfacing back with the boats, you do indeed find that Rin is just resting on a hammock that is tied up between the mast and the front of the boat. The prow? Bow? Bow?
Bow.
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 Bow, bow, bow.
Okay.
Bow, chicka, wow, wow.
And he's just resting easily, has one foot kind of hanging off and just kind of rocking his hammock back and forth.
I just get back up onto the boat.
Wow. What's up? You look happy.
I am ecstatic with circumstances.
Insight check.
Heavy sarcasm.
Real bad passive insight.
What'd you roll?
7.
I'm gonna like.
So yeah, Rin
Okay.
believes you're happy with this, unless you want to roll a persuasion, I guess. I don't know.
I'll roll, I guess, deception with disadvantage because I'm not trying to lie.
Okay.
That was a 9 and a 7.
7
Wow.
total.
Yeah.
Rin, you potentially pick up on a hint of sarcasm there.
Just a hint.
Just a little.
Just a hint.
So is it just you, or where's everybody else?
I don't know what the fuck they're doing. I don't care, honestly, right now. That's a lie. I do care. I want to go. I don't want to be here.
I mean, I get that. Family's having some issues right now. Kind of confused as why we stopped and decided that we were going to follow these fish people when we had no clear line of communication and go underwater where it's a natural habitat.
Well, Alfear's sister is down there, and apparently so are some turtles of some sort, and I don't honestly care. And then Istathan was acting in a completely repulsive manner, and I don't know. I may have done something really fucked up.
Out of game. Are you streaming already?
Yeah.
Good.
Do I want to know?
Probably not. I didn't mean anything by it, but the way that he looked at me apparently took it.
Apparently, 2 left me a present on the map.
Yeah, I noticed
You just now noticed that? It's been there like literally all game that you guys were playing.
I have had Discord up the entire time on Kit's DMs because I needed his family names. So when I was RPing as his family, I needed to legitimately have that page up just so I knew who the fuck I was talking as the entire time.
Man, I can't wait for you to make you RP my family.
Oh my gosh, at least I can have D&D Beyond up for yours?
Yeah, true. Also, just alleviate that and kill them all before we get there. Don't do that. I don't know why I said that.
I'm super gonna kill them all before we get there now. Thank you. Bye.
You know, I at least I've made it easy. You don't have to RP any of my family.
Super made it easy. Oh
See,
no,
They all
there's an
dead.
undead one somewhere. There's an undead one somewhere there now.
See, usually my backstories are like that, and this time I'm like, no, I want a happy family, and now I'm just in constant fear.
Man, that undead thing, I'm gonna put that back in the ground.
Just make it straight up dead.
This is an abomination, not a family member. Goodbye.
Wow. Not inaccurate though. Just
Eh.
wow. Uh, so yeah, back in game, and sorry about all that.
uh,
I don't know. Well, Elfier's sister's down there, and
wait,
I don't
aren't we like 3 days from the island?
I don't pretend to know anything, and I don't care to know anything right now, and I just want to go. But Istithan was fucking. She went up to him because obviously he looks like the other Tabaxi, and was saying that she was so glad that he was alive, and she thought that he was nameless, and he just went with it. He started acting like he was, and I couldn't. I was disgusted. And so I told her that that's not who she thinks it is. And I think he took that as me pointing at him and being like, hey, look, everybody, there's a changeling. And not the fact that there are many other magical means to disguise yourself. I didn't say that.
Mm, wait, okay, that's all right. That's something.
I didn't. Shouldn't have said anything. Damn, I'm fucking stupid. Should just let him do once like he always does.
Did do we need to fight again?
I don't think this is the best place for it.
I like
Well,
how
we
that
could.
wasn't a no.
Well,
Not a no.
we could go over to that. Oh, look, that piece of land that doesn't exist in any direction.
I
So you didn't say no.
I didn't say no. I just I need to not be wasting my time here. I need to go. I'm half tempted to just leave.
Uh, well, there is another boat.
God, I don't know what to do. I don't know how long they're gonna take is the only thing, and I just don't
Well,
have
I
any
mean,
spells left for the day. I can't check to see if everything's okay today or
pretty much everybody needs a rest at this point. I don't I don't understand why it was just like, all right, let's follow him. First thing.
I don't know. I just know that I don't honestly give a shit about anyone that's not my family right now.
Is
Well,
that like an ouch to Rin?
I was shut up, miser. Wasn't done yet. Well, should I go join him and leave you alone then?
Fuck off, you know what I meant.
Uh, do I?
I don't know, do you?
Do I?
I don't give a fuck for anyone else. I give a lot of fucks for my family, and you guys are all somewhere in between. Some of
Yeah,
you higher up than others.
that clears it up entirely.
I just imagine Iris has like the poutiest drow face ever going on right now.
Yep, she's like, words are hard, okay?
Rin will stand up out of the hammock, walk over, pick Iris up, and place her in the hammock.
The fuck are you doing?
You need to relax a little.
That's literally impossible for me to do right now.
Well, the other side of it is like just make you unconscious.
That's a little bit more possible for me to do right now.
What the fuck?
What? Just start beating her in the side of the head, I guess. Jesus Christ.
Fucking wouldn't be the first time you knocked me out.
In my defense, you asked.
That is true, but you didn't have to say it like that.
What other way would you like me to say it?
I don't know. Don't mind me. My brain is mush right now. I made Celeste fly off of Rin's shoulders and have her sit in my lap, and I just pet her.
Rain, you lost the burb.
No, wait.
Emotional support bird.
I still have a crow, don't I?
Nope, that actually disappeared.
Oh. Alright.
Good.
It disappeared. It was on your shoulder for a while, but it disappeared sometime in the middle of your perfect hammock positioning.
Alright. Well, we have two options.
Okay.
Stay and wait for them to come back or leave. That's all we have.
No.
I wasn't gonna go in the water because it's dumb to fight stuff that lives in the water in the water. Also, the fact that like everybody's out of everything. And I wanted a nap.
The thing was fucking looking at me like I was actually terrified he might. But then I remembered that he's out of spells.
Be
I actually still have this page up. Let me look at that.
I actually think he has one spell slot left because of Arcane Recovery.
He's got all of his level 1 spell slots left, 2 of his 2nd level, and 1 of his 4th level.
That's not accurate. All of his spell slots on counter spell or whatever. Arcane Recovery to recover some spells, but that's only spells up half your level or something.
Counter spell's a 3rd level spell anyways, so he's used all of those except for 1 4th level slot. So I don't know if his Arcane Recovery can recover that, but he's still got a lot of 2nd and 1st level spells left.
Yo, fucking bring it on, book boy.
He's not there for you to fight.
Damn it. I don't care if I don't have spell slots, I'll punch him still.
which is something we still need to work on.
What?
You're punching.
like the frequency in which I hit people or how badly I hit people?
One of the two.
I swear to God, if you two tell me to use my fucking words when I already have tried.
Me. Words. What?
What?
You expect me to tell you to use your words?
I, I wasn't
How do I
expecting it.
assist you in venting frustration?
I. My defense,
Exactly.
I wasn't gonna stab him. They're just fucking overreacting. I mean, I was, but he's fucking take a punch. So what were those two options again?
Leave or stay.
Perception checks, not visual.
Okay. Are you fucking serious? Ugh, 14.
Oh, I got you beat. 3.
Carry on.
Oh no. I don't like that.
Carry on as if you knew nothing was happening.
So leave or stay.
Uh, I I want to say leave, but I know that's not the smart decision. But then again, diving into the waters, like you said, wasn't the smart decision either, and I did that as well.
For some reason.
I want to get it over with so that we can move on, not stay here for longer.
Well,
I don't know, you choose. I can't make decisions right now.
my family's already dead. So more along the lines of your choice here.
Kind of like maybe freaked her out a little bit more now. She's like, fuck. He thinks my family's gonna die. Oh no. Like, like, fuck, fuck, fuck! Like, buries her face in her hands and she's like, I don't know. Fucking right decision to make. I don't know.
You don't even have any divination left, do you?
I could ritual cast it. I think I still have it prepared. I was actually just.
That's why I asked. I'm like, I wonder if she actually has spell slot. Oh wait.
It's just a ritual. Just, why? Why have we been sitting here discussing this?
I do not still have it prepared.
Why? Why do you not?
Because I had other things prepared. I want to leave.
Technically, you have something, but It only is for the next 30 minutes. Word. I don't know how to pronounce that properly.
Um. So, Iris, being in the hammock, it's a pretty freaking comfy hammock, and being on the ocean and the hammock just kind of letting you stay on it despite the jostle of the waves, it's a very, very comforting feeling despite all of the not climactic, what is it? All of the woes of the day for the most part. Uh, so it's a bit jarring when something of all of that motion uh, literally makes you flop out of the hammock and you don't know what it was.
Like something hit the boat?
You don't know for sure. There was no sound as if something hit the boat, but you are flopped out of the hammock now and on your knees and hands on the ground of the ship.
Ow. Fuck was that? I'll look around.
And
You nor Rin see anything.
the thing I was referring to is augury, but it's only for the next 30 minutes.
Did you just
Why'd you fall out of the hammock?
something fucking pushed me?
Well, I didn't do it.
I know you didn't do it. I was literally looking at you.
I thought you just rolled out on accident.
I don't know, maybe I'm going crazy. Maybe I did.
Perception checks, again, not visual.
Come on. Don't fuck me. Oh, fuck.
Oh, that's hot as hell.
Actually, I'm not gonna roll that dice right now. That's not bad. 20, not natural.
12.
Very
I only
perceptive.
have a +1.
So that night where you were rolling like a god has apparently reversed itself, huh?
Yep.
At least for now. At least for now.
I gotta stop using that dice tonight, I guess.
So this time on your hands and knees, you feel it again. Something literally made the boat dip a little bit, as if being pulled into the water a little bit, before it kind of bobs itself back up. Rin didn't feel it before because he's already got a pretty braced posture on the ship anyways. He was already going with the motions, and for some reason, even the huge jostle that made you fall over in the hammock before, he didn't feel that. Much like he didn't feel this one, despite the fact that it made the boat dip even further.
You
I'm not perceptive at all.
didn't fucking feel that?
Feel what? That wave?
Fuck, maybe I am going crazy.
What Rin does feel, though, at this point, is that the boat is now moving much more than it should be in this ocean. Because the inertia actually makes him need an acrobatics check to keep his balance.
Acrobatics? Come on. Oh, 19.
So now you're all good.
The surprise of the movement caught you off guard, considering it's not something you were necessarily expecting. As now you actually see, both of you, the rope to the anchor go taut, one of the anchors, as you are now being dragged somewhere from whatever this thing is.
So something's pulling us by the anchor.
Yes.
Mm.
And very fast. It's almost actually breaking the part of the boat that the anchor is mounted to.
I am cutting the anchor loose.
I'm gonna say cut it off.
All right. Give me an attack roll.
Reckless.
Are you? Can you do that while not raging?
Yep.
Okay.
I could just, it's anytime I attack, I choose on the first attack if I want to do it or not. So that's going to be a 26 to hit.
You know, I think the only way to actually miss it would have been a nat 1.
I've got a +8, so
Oh no, you could have missed it then with
a 2?
a 2. Yeah, a 3 would have hit. No, I think a 2 would have hit too. +8. Yeah, 10. That's just, yeah, you would have hit with a 2. Just a nat 1.
Yeah, just the one.
But you easily managed to cut the rope. No damage needed there.
Okay.
uh, as the extremely taut rope immediately slingshots into the water and then just as quickly disappears fully under the water.
What the hell was that?
I don't want to find out. And I drop the sails.
You are still tied to the other boat as well. Do you actually cut away from the other boat too?
16 to hit.
So that's a yes. Yes, he does. All right. So you cut away from the other boat and drop the sails, and you two are now sailing on, leaving the other boat behind. Which way you guys wanting to go?
Wait.
Towards Tabaxi Island.
Come sail away with Rin.
Yes, towards Tabaxi.
We'll have to at least get to port, resupply, and then, well, at least make it to port and then choose if we want to cross by land or just go around by sea.
All right, Rin. Time to show off your sailing skills. Give me that dexterity check for all the requisite things.
All right.
Can I assist?
Oh my god, yes. Natural
Pretty
20.
me too.
I like this die. It's actually one of my favorite die just because of the color.
Iris, as you're looking for parts to try to assist him with, it seems like he's just seamlessly going from part to part of each of the components. Drops the sails, ties them off, gets them all angled perfectly, goes back to the rudder, turns it, gets everything angled and proper, and kind of just like looks at you and just, if Rin could say anything, it's just like, what?
As I'm watching him like running around, I'm just like, oh, okay, and I sit back down in the hammock to like try to stay out of the way.
I just kind of give her a smile and a thumbs up whenever she does get back in. There you go. Just relax.
Yeah, not possible, but okay.
Unconscious or relax, your choice.
I'm okay conscious.
Okay.
Would you two like to take a long rest?
Yes, please.
Then I have a question for Iris. Will she be able to take a long rest?
If a person,
The way you keep phrasing her issues right now, is she actually going to be able to rest long?
if you
uh,
if you choke a person unconscious,
God.
They wake up in about a minute.
I can keep this up all night.
Oh my God, you're gonna fucking kill me. I don't know.
I have
What should I
first-time
roll for that?
experience
Like a
from both
fucking
ends of
wisdom
that.
save or something?
I mean, you could roll like a percentile or do like odds evens to,
It's basically whatever you want. If you want your character to be able to fall asleep, then go for it. If you don't want her to fall asleep because she has issues, then go for it.
or there is the fact that we're making progress now, so that may
Yeah.
help.
Just gonna real quick here. Okay. 22. I think I'm good.
To do which part?
To fall asleep.
Okay. So Iris, despite all of the complaints and pouting and all of the retorts back at Rin that she wouldn't be able to calm the fuck down or anything like that, Rin is just kind of sailing along and realizes within short order that Iris, despite the not being able to fall asleep, is pretty much snoozing already in the hammock.
I mean,
Stress is exhausting, okay?
the sway of the hammock and then like the ocean noise. Yeah,
It's a perfect combination.
I could 100% see just like instant, like you're like, I can't go to sleep. I was just stabbed. The world's about to end. Lay down. You're out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rin, that does unfortunately mean for you that if you want to be able to make sure of things going how you want them to go, you either need to stay up all night or figure out a way to be able to tie the rudder off and make sure that you continue to go the correct direction.
That's
uh, hmm.
Celeste tries at being a parrot and goes, "Rah!" and it doesn't come out. It just comes out as a hoot.
Woo! Yeah.
Right.
Damn it. Iris is asleep. Otherwise, I would ask her to do this.
Shh. It's the most peaceful you've ever seen Iris look.
I've got to. Let me look at something here. Character sleep.
Lucy, I think
So
you yawned because it was contagious.
I did.
the 2 hours in the long rest does not say it has to be consecutive. It's just if
Just
it's
as long as you get it.
interrupted by at least
Okay.
1 hour, then you don't get the benefit. So would it be possible to break that 2 hours up over the span of 8 hours?
Well, it could be feasible to actually do your character's own circadian rhythm or anything like that would not be used to being able to wake up and fall back asleep, wake up and fall back asleep. And alarm clocks aren't invented except for the spell alarm,
Tell
which doesn't work
Celeste to
that
wake
way.
you up.
I was about to say, but I have an alarm owl.
Also, I can wake up for 2 though.
That is correct.
Just have Celeste do 2 watches.
That's not what I'm worried about.
But she can steer the boat, don't worry.
Totally.
Hey, did you see her parrot impersonation? Incredible. Spot on.
You're asleep.
Doing great, sweetie. Celeste as a parrot.
Rin does a double take at Celeste because she looks like an owl at one point, and then he looks back and she's like shimmering into a parrot, but then back to an owl.
Okay, I'm trying to math this real quick.
Rin, while holding a rudder in one hand and having Celeste on his shoulder, is also just kind of scrawling on the wood of one of the benches near the rudder, trying to do math to figure out if he can rest easily enough this night.
I will figure this shit out. I know there's a way to do this with minimal downtime or minimal like consecutive sleep time.
Minimal interruption.
Okay. Okay. I got it.
Okay.
Iris will sleep for an hour and then wake up for an hour and then sleep for 2 hours and wake up for an hour and then sleep for 3.
Okay.
Rin will sleep for 2 hours and then wake up for an hour, sleep for 2, wake up for an hour, sleep for 2.
Okay. Iris is supposed to be the smart one. I'm not smart. So how does this work?
Apparently, you're being woken up now.
Basically, if we both went to sleep at the same time, you would wake up an hour in, be awake for an hour, and then wake me up, and then go to sleep for 2 hours.
Okay. Just describe the waking cycle to Celeste and she'll take care of it.
Okay, I do so. I use my dice for this, by the way. I had to have a visual representation.
Wow.
Le-
Real life problem solving, right?
yeah. Okay, yeah. So basically, I will tell Celeste to wake Iris up in an hour. I know that Celeste can communicate with Iris, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then communicate the schedule to her, or have Celeste communicate the schedule to Iris. Um, that's gonna be the most. That's gonna be the least amount of like someone asleep while we're going. So I will tie the rudder off, and then tell Celeste to wake Iris up in an hour, and go to sleep as well.
Okay. So all of that manages to happen without too much of a hitch. I do need a dexterity check for the rudder tie off.
Okay. I know you're gonna call bullshit on this.
Nat 20.
That's another nat 20.
All right. And as you're telling Celeste this information, Celeste kind of gives you the most rapt, attentive little owl look you've ever seen in your life. Celeste is all about the being able to help out with this situation right now.
And then I will also like carve it into like a railing. Like I'll put Rin and then Iris and then like do marks for whenever we're asleep and then whenever we're awake and then like here it is if you need to reference it, and you can also show Iris this.
So Celeste looks at you at the scrolling back at you, and then gives you a little owl nod.
I love her. She's a vital member of this party.
So handy.
Okay, so we do
And
that.
then Rin manages to fall asleep as well, I'm guessing?
Yes. I don't have shit to worry about.
I was gonna say, he's not fucking worrying about my family.
All right. So that goes off pretty much without a hitch throughout the night. Iris, you are woken up by Celeste kind of pecking your forehead because you turned into a pretty heavy sleeper.
5 more minutes.
And Celeste pokes your forehead again.
No. Fine.
I put the picture in Saturday D&D. The die 6 and die 8 are hours of sleep, and the die 20s are awake.
This is too complicated. I don't like this.
So.
So wait, the die 6 are asleep, die 20s and die
die
8
6
are awake.
No, die 6 and die 8 are asleep because I
Okay.
don't have enough die
Okay.
6 out to, and then die 20s are awake.
Okay. Okay. Cool beans.
So that seemed to be the best kind of overlap that I could do with like shortest amount of time where, somebody wasn't paying attention.
Yeah. Alright, cool. Sounds good.
All right. You guys managed to do all this successfully. Celeste kind of just her first job being done, and then any other iterations of both of you being asleep helps out again with that. But otherwise, you guys get your full night's rest. As weird as the interruptions were, and being pecked by a little Celestial to wake up as your alarm clock. And you managed to get your full rest in the morning.
100% just going to be like waking up, cuddling Celeste. Best alarm clock ever.
Cuddling my owl and not me.
I don't know how big the hammock is, so I didn't know if that was a
Definitely,
2-person or a 1-person.
definitely just a one-person hammock.
Yeah, so I'd be like passed out leaning against the mast.
Aw.
Who was the last person of that watch?
Uh, I would have been the last one awake.
Okay, then Iris is still sleeping and basically comes to in the hammock.
Well, the last 2 hours were both asleep.
Yeah, the last 2 hours were both asleep, but the last one to have a watch was me.
Well, then never mind. Iris, in all of her still being super worry-stricken, is the first to wake up because she just can't get that stress out of her head.
Hell yeah. I cast a fucking sending to my brother.
And through muttering, I don't know, does sending have a vocal component to it?
I think it can be like just in your head. But
I
I'll
just
do a
mean with
vocal.
the casting portion of it, not with the actual sending portion of it.
Yeah.
Okay. Then Rin wakes up hearing the mutterings of Iris immediately in a spell.
I cast sending to Rowan, and I'm just like, hey, sorry I couldn't be in touch yesterday. Is everything okay? Is everyone okay? Are you okay? I'm scared. I love you. I don't know how many words that was. Probably cut off somewhere.
You hear a reply, everything's fine. I'm fine. We're all fine. We all loved you too?
Cast another sending. What the fuck is with that question mark there?
Not a question, it's just a curiosity of the worry when we are continuing to be fine.
Just leave it at that because I don't send another sending slot. I'll just kind of like, then be like, sigh of relief a little bit.
You get one back, and he actually casts Ascending to you, and he says, I think the proportions of the trouble you feel we are in are a bit overblown. Demons are not literally attacking the city. We are going to be okay.
I'm sorry that the first time I'm away from you, something terrible happens and I worry.
I would like if that last one came out loud, because that would just be funny for Rin.
It does. I've been saying all of these out loud. I haven't been bothering to like.
Okay.
Ungrateful bitch. I don't know if that went through in the sending. Maybe.
Oh.
I say that lovingly.
All right.
You gotta send him back. Ungrateful! I've been helping to take care of the family with you gone, and now that you've gone and things are actually happening, and I can actually step.
I'm just like, oh, step. I'm sorry, I didn't hear that last part there. Did something cut off? But seriously, thank you. I love you.
I am going to untie the wheel of the ship and start going again. Just doing my best to ignore what's going on there.
I was kind of like, okay. I turn around, I'm like, oh shit, I said all that out loud.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, sure.
I was too busy focusing on sailing.
Sure.
Dexterity check.
Oh, shit. Okay. That one worked. That one worked. Ugh. You. Shit. Okay. 12.
Okay.
Not the worst it could have been. That's super high dexterity that I have.
You keep doing dexterous things.
Why can't steering a ship be strength based?
Because it's super easy to maintain direction with it. But doing the maneuvering with it, that is all dexterity.
I don't know about that.
Could be int based.
That would be worse. Only by one, though.
So yeah. That was literally just like maybe 5 minutes of the morning taken up by Iris's conversation with her brother. Argument with her brother?
That's how siblings talk to each other. Conversation.
I hope you know he's debating over casting another sending right now.
Good. Wait, no, don't waste your spell slots. He might need those.
That's why he's debating it.
Okay, I'll bite the bullet and use another spell slot, and I'm like, you know I only do this because you're my little brother and I tease you and I'm worried and I'm sorry and I love you.
You get a bluster back of um uh yes, I love you too. And I can't wait to see you again when you do arrive.
Wait, what was with
And
the coughing?
he might have still been in the midst of his super angry rant.
Oh, the one that got cut off?
Yes.
He was still going.
At that, I just kind of like, I smile. I feel better.
That cough was actually 4 words, by the way.
Cough, a cough, a cough.
Okay. Right. Let's just sail, I guess. I'm going to throughout the day help with control water.
Isn't that just a cantrip?
No, it's a 4th level spell.
Oh, you're going all out.
Hell yeah. It's basically just trying to move us along faster.
Okay. About midday. So this is definitely a couple hours after afternoon. You guys do catch hint of land in the distance.
In the distance.
And as you get closer, you can definitely see why this might potentially be called Tabaxi Island, as it is a very, very forested island. Like this whole, it almost just seems like it's a rainforest. Looks super nice, super tropical. The closer you get, the prettier it starts looking as you're starting to be able to make out more details. You've never seen beaches this white. Very, very clear of anything. You don't see any people on it. There's no fishing huts on the side that you are actually managing to come into. There's also not any ports that you are aware of either that Alfred has referenced before.
I am now thoroughly confused. I thought we were 3 days from Tabaxi Island.
I helped.
Control Water's doing a lot.
Oh, all right. Hauling ass.
Hell yeah.
Plus, it was 3 days specifically to that port potentially that Alfred was talking about. But at the same time, you're not sure of Alfred's mental state when he said that, considering he had his eyes closed and was hugging a mast.
See. I think that was all you.
I mean, I helped a little bit.
We were hauling.
Yeah, because you're an amazing sailor, duh.
Running into that other side of Iris that doesn't know how to take compliments.
Yep.
Iris is just me.
Awkward as hell.
Yup.
Uh,
You fucking know it. Bet your ass.
Random comment about cute big anime eyes.
Ooh woo.
But yeah, you guys managed to, for lack of finding any huts or anything of that sort, to basically beach the boat on the clear white sandy beach. Don't really see anything out of the ordinary. About the most that you've seen that's out of the ordinary is that a random crab walked onto the beach from the ocean and then back into the ocean. That's about it.
Oh.
not if I caught it.
Someone having crab for dinner today?
Maybe. That's a good meal right there.
Better than rations?
Better than rations. Although I wouldn't have beached the boat yet.
Yeah, I was about to ask, like, do we know how they are receptive to not tabaxi? Thing to ask.
um, there's no way I can. There's yeah.
Have I ever read anything about tabaxi that would aid in this?
You have not really read about much of Tabaxi Island. You just know that it is an island full of tabaxi and humans with fishing villages along the outskirts of it, basically along the ocean front of it, but not particularly on this side, apparently.
Well, that told me what I needed to know. Um, I guess I would just keep sailing within eyesight of the shore until we came across a village, or it was starting to get late, and just beach it and then
Yeah.
gather supplies and sleep on land this time. Uh,
All right. So you do manage to do all of that successfully, because insanely high freaking strength as it is, with the fortitude to be able to just continue dragging the boat back onto the beach more and more anyways, so not really any hassles there. Iris, you are again kind of just looking at Rin and being like, I could help, but
I'm
Rin's just
legit like he's dragging the like boat up and I'm just sitting in the boat still.
who said I was
Rin's just like
dragging?
Oh my god.
basically has the boat on his shoulder, not the entirety of the boat, just the front, the bow of the boat, basically, to beach it easily enough. Make sure that even if the tide rises, that the boat won't float away, especially since
Yeah,
it is anchorless now.
how much does the boat weigh?
Since you're only picking up about half of it and only dragging pretty much the other half of it, the boat, from what you're carrying with an iris on top, weighs a hefty, we'll go with around 700 some odd pounds.
Okay, because I can push, drag, or lift 1,000.
I weigh like 100 and then my equipment is like 100. But
Yeah, since you're only carrying half
pocket
the boat.
change for you.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough, the half that has iris on it, though.
Yeah.
Like,
Carry
okay,
her a
maybe I
lot.
should get out because this is a weird angle to try to sit at.
Not straining at all as I just pull the boat onto the beach.
Show off.
All right. You want me to flex too?
Anyway,
Rin actually sort of involuntarily flexed anyways when he said it, so.
You want me to flex? Oh, wait, shit, already doing it. Whoops.
I'm always flexing. That's my secret.
That's how you build muscle. You just always flex.
I'm like, yeah, well, look at this. And I like try to flex my arm and nothing happens.
Don't you actually have a strength mod to you?
A
Yes,
plus
she's got a
one.
+1.
Then you actually have a little lump there. It's a pretty seeable lump.
I'm not.
It's so cute.
Shut up. I'm not completely useless. Just mostly.
Yeah. You have your strong suits and your weak suits.
These are almost anything physical.
Well, I don't know about everything, but
Anyway.
almost. Instantly knew where I was going with that one.
Yep. She's starting to see the pattern, you know.
Rin has a pattern?
Not
Yes, always sexual.
As you say, there's not really a pattern there. It's just always that mode.
Exactly, it's a
That's my
pattern.
secret cap. I'm always horny.
I'm always horny and I'm always flexing. Killer combination.
Don't you know the Executioner's hood is more of a fashion piece for him, just to show off the flexing more?
Oh my god.
It draws attention.
Yeah, that's
So
the
they can
only
see
thing
me
that draws
flexing.
attention.
I mean, I could drop my pants if you really want something that'll draw attention.
Anyway, we should probably
2
look
feet.
around,
2
see
foot of
what's
dick
going
right here.
on, see if there's anybody nearby, just check out the area. Okay, I'm just gonna, hey Celeste, go check out the area, and I like zone into her eyes and like I have her fly around.
Iris is just standing there awkwardly now, not doing anything because she is in Celeste.
Awkward. Are there any birds or hawks or anything around that I can see? With my massive perception that I'm gonna roll here. And
10.
damn it.
So see, no, not really. Here, you hear a bunch of nature sounds, kind of muddled with the ocean, so you can't really make out what is what. But you hear leaves rustling, ocean basically doing its wavy thing. uh, and you had initially heard the little flapping of Celeste's wings as she went away, but that already is out of your purview of hearing, so you can't hear that anymore. But seeing any wildlife, no, you just see Celeste becoming a tinier and tinier dot.
Can we roll her?
Yeah.
Oof.
Damn it, I
12.
need one more level for the thing I want.
I rolled a 9
Ugh.
and I'm like, oh, I can, at least she gets advantage. I rolled a 2. Oops. So that's a 12 total.
Celeste doesn't actually pick up anything out of the ordinary. No people or tabaxi or anything of which to speak of. Doesn't even, besides other flocks of birds deeper inland, kind of floating, flying through the trees, no other various wildlife of any sort that Celeste sees on the ground, just normal foresty things at the moment.
Back in the stone,
She
back in. What?
she does see. How long do you actually do this for?
I just have her like fly around, probably like. How far away can she get before I can't? I'll basically have her go to the edge of like where I can see her, and then just have her loop back around.
Was that 100 feet or something?
Back.
So you can do the telepathic communication within 100 feet, but it says that you can see through the eyes until the start of your next turn. So it's kind of vague on if that 100 applies to it or not.
Because it's still a telepathic link, to be able to do so, I'm going to say that it is.
Okay, that does make sense.
About 100.
All right. So you do manage to catch all of what I had said, and Celeste comes back.
Stone back out of her eyes. Kind.
So no people.
It's really quiet with here.
It's a really populated island, call it Tabaxi Island, and yet we can't find one.
Oh, I'm just saying, like it's quiet without the party here.
I'm aware.
Very peaceful.
Oh, wow.
Was that in game or out of game?
Both. She says it, yeah. But what it's like to not be to just
As a person used to just reading side by side with her brother.
yes. Exhausting.
I don't necessarily know if it's being with people. I think it's more being with certain people.
I'm just constantly on edge anymore. So that can get pretty exhausting.
Why do you have to be constantly on edge?
I mean, I don't have to be, I suppose, but I just am. Done a lot of things, some that he's aware of, some that he's not, that have upset me. Trying to be it all and pretend it's all okay, but that's kind of different. It's making it worse. Anyway,
I'm gonna have to have a sit down with you two and just hash this shit out.
I will not be speaking to him as long as he's in that form. Afterwards, or whatever, but it doesn't exist to me right now.
Okay.
Harsher than you.
Quite.
You wanna try going hunting a little bit? Maybe take your
Sure.
mind off of things?
I've
Like this
never.
conversation?
Yeah, good idea. Been hunting.
For some reason I'm not surprised.
Really, what tipped you off?
Uh Start walking towards the forest.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Alright, walk
No-
after him.
Nothing like there's a giant list of it or anything.
Yeah. I mean, I've read books about hunting. I know how to hunt in theory.
All right. You guys both walk into the forest, and Rin, you're used to this as you've done this a time or two yourself before, but there's a difference in the way that the usual tracking works, where you can usually start to easily track by finding the usual animal paths or whatnot. The basically they'll always take the path of least resistance themselves, but that doesn't seem to be the case here. But you do manage to find that there is still tracks that you can search by. But give me a survival to see what you can actually find.
Ooh, 23. That one I'm actually trained in.
So again, there's not really any animal paths, so to speak, especially since where they're at, and since animals won't themselves go to drink salt water really, so it's not really, they don't really need to skirt this far out. That's part of the reason why. Uh, but you do manage to find a couple animal tracks to start following. Uh, you find various assortments of them, anything from what looks to be like the pads of what could be from a wolf, some hooves of what could be from deer, even some tiny ones from what could be some tiny critters like squirrels or raccoons or rabbits or anything like that.
Fucking raccoons. Uh, Follow the deer track.
Have something against raccoons, huh?
Nope, not me.
I want to question that, but I'm not going to.
You mean you're in the other game?
Rin has nothing against raccoons. Someone else, on the other hand, might.
That's why I wanted to question it. Is this becoming an irrational thing for Rin too? Much like
Nope.
apparently shops became an irrational thing to Rennis?
Nope.
Anyways, you managed to follow the deer tracks. I don't know why I say manage so much, but you follow the deer tracks for a while, and they do, as you can tell, lead further and further inland. And you manage to, there it is again, catch sight of what seems to be a few deer as they are grazing at this particular time and have not caught wind of you yet. But at the same time, you didn't. Give me stealth checks, both of you.
I'll have to use my good die for this one.
Oh
Yes!
boy.
17.
And
I like. Ooh.
Ooh.
I can use a javelin up to 120 feet.
Fuck these deer. They notice shit.
Good. I'm trying to be stealthy, I swear.
You are. You're being so stealthy that like Rin is at certain point just actually picked you up to help you stop from crunching on some branches every now and then.
I'm sorry, I didn't think I was gonna.
Just like one hand carrying her in front of me. Doot, 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 doot.
Hey, this is
And you
degrading.
manage to sneak within non-disadvantaged javelin range of them because holy fuck, their own perception was terrible.
That's 30 feet.
Yeah, you sneak that close to them, they don't notice.
Jesus Christ, that's sad.
So yeah, that ones are pretty sad.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And so is the two that followed after it.
Man,
Oof.
that ground, that's some really good ground. Let me tell you about that ground right there.
They're
Nothing
grazing
else
so well.
exists. Well. I can
So what you gonna do?
range attack.
Okay. You have advantage because it's a surprise. They don't know what's happening.
Good die. And good die. We'll see how this works out.
Although I'm pretty sure you're going to say reckless anyways.
I can't. It's got to be melee for reckless.
Oh, I got you.
Unless like I charged in and then swung with my fucking greatsword, but I technically could, but not going to.
I want to cast something on them, but I'm also like, I don't know. Does that affect
You are pretty
edibility?
sure.
Doesn't
Just,
inflict
like,
wounds, cause it to. Yeah.
necrotic damage just courses through them, and all of a sudden, all of their blood and everything is just corrupted necromancy.
Yep. It's like that's edible, right? Looks good to me.
It would do necrotic damage later, right? Because I'll be fine. I take half damage. Unless
Yeah, that
it's
one you actually
poison.
take half damage. Period.
Yeah. Unless it's poison. Hold on. I think I might be. I have advantage on saving throws against poison, and I'm resistant to poison damage because of the belt. 22 to hit.
All right. So to these deer, out of nowhere, a javelin just gets chucked into the middle of them at what might have potentially been the leader of their little herd. Rin, you bag yourself a 12-pointer.
Well, I would.
Stand there and I do like a.
As you immediately spear this javelin or this javelin into this deer, and the rest of the deer immediately scurry away, and The deer that you speared doesn't get very far because you speared it directly into the meaty part of one of its legs, its front leg. So basically, like right where its shoulder is for the most part, and it can't even like run away. It is trying to limp away from you,
Can I
and
throw
then
a
falls
dagger at
over.
it? To try to help. I want to help.
And as you guys get closer, Iris goes to chuck a dagger.
Oh, that's not great. But 13?
And Iris has no, it's prone. You actually have disadvantage.
Disadvantage?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that one was better than the other one, so. So 13.
Iris throws her dagger, but does not have the aim and precision that Rin had with his shot, so the dagger kind of just thunks into its side.
Like the handle part of it just hits its side.
The handle part hits its side and then bounces off harmlessly. But the
Did I
damage
hit
is
it?
already real. You did hit it. The damage is
No, it's Iris saying that. She's like,
super.
did I hit it? Did I help?
Oh, gotcha.
Yes, you absolutely did. And I will go up and break its neck to end it quickly.
Okay.
Because I'm not going to be a dick.
Bleeding in pain, of course, and yes, you give it a quick finish to end its suffering. Iris, you go up there, and your dagger is not sticking out of it, but your dagger is right next to it.
It must have fallen out.
Yes, you definitely got it.
Yeah, totally did the finishing blow. Not that breaking the neck thing that you just did. Definitely not that.
I will pull the javelin out and pick the thing up and start walking back towards the beach.
Okay.
I follow.
All right.
I pick up my dagger.
Successful hunt aside, you make it back to the beach. What are you going to do?
Fire.
Make fire. Make a little fire pit on the beach. Dress the deer. I'm actually curious about something. 17 to have a decent hide from the deer. Like, as in, like,
check is that?
I was gonna
That
go for
would be animal
dexterity.
handling.
Well, no, not whether the deer has it or not, but like when I'm skinning it and everything, like not fucking it up. And I went off of dexterity.
I think that can also be put under survival, weirdly enough. No? Yeah, no. No, we can make that a dexterity check.
I mean, we could also make it survival. Because that would be higher.
I think it would be survival still. Yeah, I'm going to put that under survival.
So 17, so 20 not natural.
No! Wait, definitely wouldn't be nature. That's int. It's survival.
Wait. If it's nature, I have double proficiency. I still rolled like shit.
I mean, if anything, like you could use nature to find some berries or nuts that's not going to kill us.
Okay, I'll use
And
the
also
nature
to find usable firewood and things for the fire as he is setting up the fire pit.
Yup.
Yeah, I do that. Can I do that?
Can totally do that.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I used my mithril shovel.
That was a natural 20 plus 11, so 31.
Good god.
Critting all unnecessary rolls.
Right? I'm like, okay, that's one thing to crit, I guess. I helped.
So, Iris, weirdly enough, is like super excited to just have something to occupy herself with. So when she comes back, Rin, you have enough firewood for a very sizable bonfire.
Well, after dressing the deer and hanging it up to dry a little bit, I will use my mithril shovel to dig a fire pit.
Fucking mithril
And
shovel.
she drops off the firewood and goes back, and then her next trip coming back, she actually comes back with what can be believed to be non-poisonous berries and various assorted nuts or whatnot that she has randomly just found.
Seasoning, a little bit of paprika.
You know, if you had Sasha with you, Sasha could pull out like 8 pounds of salt.
You know, she could. Sasha's also batshit crazy.
I was gonna say, but would we really rather her here?
Rin is a little fed up with the Sasha situation.
I'm just confused. I'll help it.
Sasha can't fully help that, you know.
Rin does not care.
She could
I
help
want
the deal that she made with a fucking
I want the
demon.
bird
A
back.
what? What
The
is it?
bird
A
is
demon?
better.
Do you
I
know?
don't fucking know. Whatever it is, it's not good.
I want the bird back. I like the bird.
I give you Celeste back.
I was not meaning.
Oh, I thought you were like
Celeste.
saying that. And I'm like, okay, sure.
No, I want two back. Two is adorable and cute and liked to punch things and wanted to go punch things with me. Now there's just this confusion thing walking around with us.
This confusion thing.
That's what I got.
Works for me.
I have a mess kit. It's great because it has cooking pans and such. Or we can just spit roast the whole goddamn deer.
You did manage to get the hide off of it. You don't know about curing it or anything like that to make sure the hide remains usable.
I will hang it up. I don't know
At the
what to do
moment,
with it.
you would need to actually hang it up and let it dry out and clean off the blood and everything like that. There's a lot of stuff that goes into that. It's pretty much Rin between cooking and stuff for Iris. Iris, how much have you cooked for yourself? Rin between cooking and
Yeah.
such.
I've read books about cooking.
Also messes with the hide to get it to a usable state. And for lack of having any usable salt around and knowing that salt water or anything like that would ruin the hide as well, he basically finds a way to keep it from deteriorating without it basically succumbing to the elements at this point. Because yay, survival rules.
I have a oil flask. I don't know if that'll help.
Basically, you know the hide will last at this moment as long as you've had it cleaned up, the blood's off of it, and everything like that. You can store the hide, but you don't know how long it will last for. You just know it can stay stored. But that's what your night is consisting of, at the least, because that will be a process.
Yeah, that and cooking an entire deer.
Yeah, and basically you don't have anything to salt to like make more rations with the deer or whatnot to make sure that food lasts too. So you guys are gonna be eating deer for a while.
Yep. Probably wouldn't know this. Could I try and like get some usable salt from like boiling salt water? I don't know if that'll.
I don't know if that's actually a thing, is it?
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm
Hold
not
on.
a
Google.
not a person that knows that stuff. uh, But Iris did amazing at her nature-y things of collecting the stuff that she knew from books and whatnot wasn't poisonous or anything like that. So yeah,
Yeah, man, my mom's a goddess of nature. She taught me all that shit. I'm literally named after a flower.
just true. Super named after a flower.
Okay. So it looks like it's something that you can do. Um, you'd gather it up, pour it, well, realistically pour it through a cheesecloth to sieve out like sand or debris, and then boil until 90% of the water has evaporated, and then pour what would be thick salt water into a shallow baking pan and leave uncovered for 3 to 5 days, stirring occasionally.
So probably not something you're able to do overnight though.
No, no. This would be something that I could technically start on since we have somewhere to actually have a fire. So I could do the boil process, and then when we're on the boat, I could just have it laid out.
Yeah.
So, okay, yeah. I will do that at some point in the very, very busy day or night as well.
I feel like for the most part, I was just kind of sitting there, like lost. Like, man, I know everything there is to need to know, like when you're in a library, but I'm lost here.
Welcome to the woods.
Real
Shave
world's not so much my strong suit.
shave a little piece of the cooked meat off and hand it to her.
Yummy.
Yeah. Rin was able to cook the deer quite well to however your tastes would have preferred, medium rare, rare, well done, any of that stuff.
I think deer might be one of those that you want it cooked.
Does Iris know this? What kind of meat does Iris like to go for?
I don't fucking know, man.
Food.
Yeah. Usually whatever fucking Rowan puts down in front of me because I spend too much time in the library and forget to eat.
You get a whole
So
fucking.
Iris is basically just lost on everything that Rin's doing, and Rin handing her the food, she just starts munching on it
Yeah.
normally without even paying attention to it.
I also want to salvage the antlers. I want to make a
Give me
hat.
another survival.
Come here,
Add
good
the
day.
antlers to your executioner's mask, or executioner's head.
Maybe. 21. Yes. I like that die so much.
All right. You managed to, within short order, hack off the antlers with no damage or even cracks up the base of the antlers. So you have 2 6-point antlers each.
Right now, I'm just gonna add that to equipment. Other possessions.
So all of this goes down. You prepare the dare and salvage what you can from it for all of the requisite materials that you would want. You cook the majority of it. You're not exactly sure how you're going to store it. Iris, you've kind of just been lost in thought on all of this all night, or do you have something particular you would like to do after the gathering and whatnot?
Uh, kind of like sitting there watching him do this kind of stuff. Like, interesting. Okay. Okay, I get it. I guess kind of asking questions sometimes. Like, have my notebook out and I'm like scrolling some stuff down. Like, okay, this is how you do this.
Learning to live in the real world.
Yeah.
All
Having
right.
to survive on your own because your parents are dead.
Oof.
Yeah, Iris gotta learn that real quick soon.
Double oof.
Yeah. Also, this is the first time Iris has left the city when she's been with you guys. I mean, like, we did for like that small period of time, but
When two
And someone
died, or when
died.
we fought the forest,
when two died.
when we fought the king of the forest, and then, well, yeah, we're not going to talk about that.
That was interesting.
Another unsolved case of Adventure City.
Yeah, unsolved. That's what we're going to call it. Okay.
So yeah, the rest of the night basically goes by like that until you guys get to. It's pretty much time for bed and setting up those watches.
Same janky ass watch schedule. Actually, I can set
Yeah,
it up. I can set up an alarm.
that would be ideal.
Set up an alarm, and I make it so that it's like it, not just in my head, and so that me and us can go without it popping.
All right. So you both are going to sleep. No one's taking watch.
Still take watches. And we could only do technically 2 watches unless we do the janky schedule, but like it wouldn't be a bad idea to go ahead and still have a watch.
Yeah. Desk it. Up to you.
Probably not.
Okay.
Seeing as I no longer have a bedroll, I'm just gonna cuddle up to Iris.
She welcomes.
Iris gets her snuggle puddle thing, whatever it was.
Or asthma.
Emotional support Asimar.
Totally gonna give Iris a kiss too.
Not emotional support Asimar anymore.
Still emotional support asthma. Kiss is totally platonic.
Ringo sleeps on the
Is
ship.
No, I'm kidding. No, don't go. Okay, she'll kiss you and then be like, okay, yep, good night.
I don't actually know what you guys are doing for the watches or not.
Ringo's just grinning. Probably second and third is gonna be the best in my opinion. And then
Okay.
I mean Celeste can keep watch the entire time, but
Yeah.
second and third is probably gonna be the best.
Paris is already turned over pretending to be asleep. It's kind of like, ah.
Face very bright purple.
Does Iris have a ticklish spot?
That's a good question.
Rin's
Roll
gonna
for
try and
tickles.
find out.
Roll an
What do I?
attack for tickles.
Oh my god.
So 16 plus my modifier?
So this is just unarmed. So yeah.
AC is 17, so I'm pretty sure you hit.
24?
But is she ticklish? Is the question.
I don't know. Is she?
What do I roll for that?
Again, you could use percentiles.
Okay.
Iris, give me a. We'll go with a Constitution save here.
Oof.
Just yeah.
Not great at those. 15.
What was your total, Ren?
24.
Iris, you are super ticklish.
It's like,
Yeah,
stop
I
that!
didn't think you were asleep.
You just woke me up.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good night.
Insight check. You gonna pull that shit?
Oh, well, I rolled a 7 for deception, so setting the bar real high.
That's a 16 with my lovely +1 insight.
I rolled a 5, so.
I rolled a 15.
You can definitely tell that Iris is feeling very awkward right now, but doesn't want you to go away either, so she just keeps turning around in her awkwardness.
I still just kind of laying there. I scoot back just a little bit.
Now give me a perception check for your actual watch.
Oh, oh god. Is that cock? That's definitely fucking landing on my keyboard. Yeah, 14.
Okay. Iris, you do manage to fall asleep past the awkwardness after a little bit. As you can tell, Rin is starting to pay more attention to his outside surroundings, just trying to make sure that nothing does actually happen to you guys that could be bad. And Ren, from what you can tell, you can't really see anything out of the ordinary, nor is the alarm blaring to either of you saying that anything else is out of the ordinary, and your first part of your watch goes by unabated.
Yay.
However, it is now time for Iris's watch.
Dun dun dun.
You're trained in perception, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
You have a cloak of eyes and everything.
Yeah, but I've
Should be
been rolling like
easy.
real shit tonight.
Should be easy.
Okay, I'm gonna try my Louis die. Okay. Just straight perception. Are you fucking serious? That's a 9.
What?
I rolled a 2. But if it's sight based,
Watches are everything based.
wouldn't matter. I rolled just as bad. What the fuck is wrong with me? Like, what the hell? Oh, okay, so that one
So,
rolls good. Okay,
I
fuck
mean,
you.
how about for Celeste? You could roll for Celeste.
Oh, good idea. Let me do
you
that.
could roll for Celeste as well.
So that's a that's an 11 and a 20 not natural.
um, so Celeste, because Iris sure as hell didn't see this, kind of cocks her head to the side a little bit and looks off at the forest confused. Uh, and just continues to do so. And like being an owl, the confusion just keeps mounting, and Celeste keeps cocking her head further and further to where her head is basically almost upside down at this point.
Is she like communicating to me like weird shit over there?
She hasn't communicated anything yet because she's just not necessarily sure how to take in what she's seeing.
What's going on? Can I like look over there and like see if I can see
Uh,
anything?
and when you notice Celeste continually just kind of turning her head further and further and further and further, and then you actually point it out to her, uh, her head immediately straightens right back up and she looks at you. And she just goes, "Are wolves that big?"
What?
You
I
see.
I slap her and I'm like, fuck, wake up. Well, not slap, but like I'm just wake up, wake up, wake up.
Okay, okay, okay. I'm awake. I'm awake. What?
There's a big
you
puppy.
both you both see and hear the trees of the forest not cracking or anything like that. For some odd reason, this is just something that's it moves with ease through, but you can definitely see entire trees basically parting ways like the ocean would part ways for like a huge whale going through it or whatnot. As you see the hackles of what looks to be a wolf coming out of the forest towards you, and when it does finally come out of the forest, you see its head first, as tall as the tallest trees of that forest,
Fuck.
and it pokes its head out, notices the smolders of the fire, and comes over to you guys. Your alarm immediately goes off, and this like what is it, maybe 50-ish feet, maybe taller wolf, just kind of sits on his haunches near you guys,
Uh,
waiting for you to turn the alarm off.
I would like it noted that as soon as I saw it, I cast Speak with Animals.
I'm just kind of like scooting back, just like trying to stay as far as possible away from it. Like, it's a very big
You
dog.
scoot immediately into Rin and are stopped.
Yeah, I hold her there and say, just don't.
Very big dog.
And also turn the alarm off.
I turned the alarm off.
And I, after casting Speak with Animals, uh, hi. Sorry to intrude on your land.
Hello. I wouldn't say you're intruding on my land. Visitors are welcome, but yeah, you're not intruding.
You're real big.
I learned to shift this way, yes.
What do you mean shift this way?
Well, let me just make things easier for you.
Are you a druid?
And he lets go of his wild shape, and you see in front of you, not unlike the idea that you were trying to make, a hooded tabaxi standing in front of you with basically huge antlers coming off of the top of his hood. And he says, "Hello. For lack of a better name for this island, I would like to welcome you to Tabaxi Island. My name is Damakos."
I like as soon as he shifts, just fall back, and I'm like, oh, thank God. Oh God.
I'm
Oh.
still just kind of like staring at him, like a little bit horrified. Like, hi.
Uh, so
Hi.
question: when trying to speak with an animal using the spell, how does that work with the druid in wild shape?
Are you saying this out loud to him?
No, this is like out of game. Because
Oh,
like I have no fucking idea how that works, or if it actually works that way.
Pretty
well,
sure
if he was
in
actually
wild shape,
speaking in wolf to you, you would have understood him speaking wolf.
Okay.
because in wild shape you can't speak human language, speak the animal language in them. I'm pretty sure. So I think it would
Okay.
work the same.
So it works. Okay. Uh, thank
It's
you
not
for.
often that I find someone that can just outright speak with me when I'm wild shaped.
It's
I saw the spell. I know what you did, but still, it was nice.
I'm used to much smaller wolves.
I've never
I
seen that big.
I mean the
could hope
one.
that, but at the same time, I wasn't sure of your threat, so I wanted to make sure I was as intimidating as possible. But
Yep.
I feel I might
Very
have succeeded too
intimidating.
much.
You did good. You did real good.
Good boy. Iris does not say that.
Like, don't be an ass.
No, she does not say
Yeah,
that.
go over, walk over, pet him on the head, see how that
Nope,
goes.
I'm still keeping my distance from him.
We were wondering if we were gonna find anybody. We went up the shore a little bit and was looking and just, eventually just kind of gave up and beached and then gathered some food.
Oh, well, my tribe is nomadic. We're not actually to this part of the island just yet, but I saw the smokestack coming from here, which was not a normal portion even for the fishing villages around the island, so I came to investigate myself.
Understandable. Uh, do you know the area well around here?
I would certainly hope so. I am the leader of my tribe.
Can you point us where a port town would be?
Well, the nearest port, all you would need to do is keep heading down this side of the island, and it would actually bring you to the other tribe's side of the island. But yeah, that is where the port is. If you're just looking for a fishing village, you can go to the other way and basically follow it long enough, you'll come across a path. However, why might you be looking for the port?
So out of game real quick. On the map, which directions was he talking about?
He was pointing you towards the direction of heading towards Calvis. So you guys are basically uh, right there.
Uh, okay, so like north of the Aqua
Yeah,
Red.
you're pretty much
Aqua Red.
north of Aquarian. Your sailing skills brought you a little bit more in line with being able to get towards Calvis, but there was already just too much Tabaxi Island in the way to get a direct travel back to Calvis.
We don't technically need a port town. I mean,
Just wanted to play our destination.
What's your destination?
Toft.
That's very, very far out.
I know we're still towards the.
You know that little boat there would not make that journey, right?
yep.
Yeah, we were
I
hoping
mean,
that there was a port town closer to that side that had a big that could take us as opposed to us sailing.
or we would just cross north on the land and then trek by foot.
That.
Hmm. That seems like a lot of hassle right now for being on Tabaxi Island. What brings you here to begin with then?
Uh, kind of a pit stop.
I understand. Well, uh, I don't see that either of you pose any big threat right now. Uh, you're welcome to come to my village with me. Well, as much as I can call it a village, we are nomads. But where we are currently stationed, if you would like.
Uh,
Otherwise, as I said, Calvis is in that direction. You won't find any big ships there either, though, that could at least make the journey to Toft.
Do you
okay.
think? Sorry, I don't know much about this island. Do you know anybody by the name Alfie?
I know both of those names. They are not of this tribe, though. They're of the other tribe.
Where might that tribe be?
They tend to inhabit the. 1 second while I bring up that information again, because I wrote this out and then I have since forgot it.
Uh, well, that is going on. I'm gonna stoke the fire a little bit and get a little bit of a flame going.
Okay.
Tell him to have a seat if he so chooses.
He comes and joins you guys.
Because
He actually overlooks your work with the deer and the fact that you have also tried to salvage basically everything you could about it. And he says, only 2 miles, but so much deer to try to feed you both, huh?
yeah,
I helped.
he definitely got that final blow on it. Um,
Don't have to humor me. I know I missed terribly.
I'm going to continue to humor you. Um, I took a shot at the first one that we came across. It just so happened that it was a lot bigger than I was anticipating.
It is usually good to get the jump on them before they notice you're there, so I can understand it. Anyways, to answer the question, the Sleeping Forest tribe is actually comprised of the northwestern half of this island, whereas my tribe, the Raging Mountain clan, is the southeastern half of the island. So if you're wanting to get in touch with Elfir's family, they are on the other half of the island for the most part.
No.
Now, you have the ability to shift into animals as part of your druidic abilities.
I would certainly hope so, or else studying under the circle that I have been with for so long would be quite fruitless.
Have you heard anything of a tabaxi shifting uh still a tabaxi but
Here.
almost bigger, kind of mindless and just lashing out at anything and everything around it?
And we will stop the game there.
Dang.
Dicks.
That hard cut off right there.
Um, I I feel he has information.
Really, you don't say.
I think he might.
Excellent deduction.
So I think I'm going to actually have to extend the games since you both sides are actually in two very separate instances of being able to do things right now that would each last for longer than 2 hour mini sessions. I might just do a bi-weekly thing at the moment until the two groups are brought back together. So at the moment, I think Lucy and Reaper, since you two seem to have more of the shifting schedules of a sort, are you two available next week or the week after? Which one would give you more availability?
I'm gonna be in Missouri next weekend.
So the week after then would have to be you guys. That actually makes it
Uh,
easy then.
for me at least. Oh god, the week after that. The first is Sunday. Miser should know what that means.
So I know you're staying up till midnight at least.
Well, I don't know when I'm gonna get back.
Is there going to be an
Uh,
early access thing for Destiny as well?
I mean, there's probably gonna be a pre-download, but I don't think there's gonna be an early access. And I don't have to worry about getting day one raid because it's not on the first. I think it's on the
Right.
7th. I know they're
It
actually
would be just
dropping.
like them to lock that raid.
No, I'm actually happy that they're doing it because usually they drop it on a Tuesday, or like last time I think dropped it they dropped it in like the middle of the fucking week and I hated it because like trying to take a day off and realistically needing to take like 2 days off, one for prep and then the other to actually raid and fucking recover. Um, but I know they're dropping the new raid on a Saturday this time, which I am so thankful for. Uh, but I mean, it definitely can't be next weekend because I'm gonna be in Missouri next weekend. Uh, and the weekend after, I'll
Okay.
just have to either deal with it or if I need to figure out whenever the new raid drops.
I mean, if the game itself. Oh, right. Because yeah, okay,
Because it's gonna drop on a Saturday.
yeah. Um, we'll play that by ear then. Just keep me informed on it. So Lucy, you are currently, I guess, in a flux pending Reaper's schedule too at the moment.
Oh. Oh wait, never mind. It doesn't drop on the 1st. It drops on October 1st. Right.
That's plenty of time.
I had forgot because I thought I knew they had changed it to the 1st, but I forgot that it was a pushback to the 1st of the next. So, yeah,
Right.
don't have to worry about it yet.
Okay.
So not next weekend, but the weekend after should be good for me.
All right. Lucy, thank you for streaming that. Don't forget to stop your stream.
Potato.